When a government is pursuing enjoyment of luxury by a few at the expense of training and teaching its citizenry that are wallowing in poverty, then you are not moving them out of poverty. You are pushing them more into poverty. The South Africans are not moving into what the Nigerians are leaving behind. They are not. As a matter of fact, those groups who are pursuing the xenophobic thing are the drug addicts, alcoholics, lazy guys who have no idea, nothing in their head. More than more than having all these their reggae, what's it called? This this dada hair.
Come on.
That's all. Serious-minded South Africans will not have time to go to the street to demonstrate. Ramaphosa had scholarship. He studied in Lagos University.
Wow. The president
of South Africa studied in UNILAG. He himself, being Mr. President, ought to be a reservoir of the knowledge of the role Nigeria played in the freedom of South Africa. But he has forgotten himself.
You feel so?
No, if he has not forgotten, then why the xenophobic attack?
But the government of South Africa said they are against such attacks. They are not sponsors of such attack, and they hold dearly the sanctity of life and that Pan-Africanism.
With the policemen standing by, South African policemen standing by, while Nigerian properties are being destroyed, being looted, and people are being killed. They did nothing. We saw it on the video. And Ramaphosa was slow to react. He was very slow to react to it. And please, Abacha made one statement that any crisis that lasted more than 2 days, government has hand in it. So how long has this crisis been going on? And how large is South Africa that the government is unable to rein in these criminals that are killing people that have taken laws into their hand? I listened to Ramaphosa's speech at the beginning of this crisis. He was talking more of illegal immigration. Illegal immigration, drug peddling, and crime. That's not what we are talking about. People are being killed. And even if you catch a criminal, is it the duty of the mob to kill him, to burn him, to loot his property? Is that the rule of law? If a South African, a drug peddler is arrested, is that how they treat him?
Delta State Governor Chief Olori on Friday approved a comprehensive welfare package for Deltans who returned from South Africa following recent xenophobic attack, including a 2 million naira grant for each affected family and a monthly stipend to support their reintegration. Now, under the package, each individual returnee will receive a monthly welfare stipend of about 200,000 naira, while every affected family will receive 300,000 naira monthly, effective from August 2026 until the end of the governor's first tenure on May 29, 2027. Now, speaking during the reception of the returnees at the Unity Hall in Government House, Asaba, Obobori, represented by Chief of Staff Honorable Johnson Ejiro, condemned the xenophobic attack, describing them as a gross violation of human dignity. He said no individual should be subjected to violence, intimidation, or discrimination on account of nationality, and expressed sympathy with the victims over the physical, emotional, and financial losses they suffered. The governor also commended President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for his prompt intervention, which he said facilitated the safe evacuation of the affected Nigerians from South Africa. He also directed the Ministry of Women Affairs and Social Service to provide trauma counseling and psychological support for the victims and their families. He urged Deltans to receive the returnees with compassion and kindness. Now, the governor said such values reflected the true Delta spirit, assuring the victims that the unfortunate experience will not define their life. Now, many believe that such move taken by the Delta State government will at least bring a measure of relief to these persons, and many other governors are also being advised to take a cue from what the Delta State governor has done. But another major question is, what approach should the federal government now need to bring or to take to bring South Africa government to responsibility for the xenophobic attack, and how or what should be done to end this recurring attack that seems not to be abating? Well, a look at these will take center stage on the show today, and that is reintegration of victims of the xenophobic attacks. That's what we're having as a major discourse, looking at what the Delta State governor did just last week, in which he said definitely those returnees that are Deltans will definitely be looked after. Well, anyway, we're really looking at that as we look at all the issues that concerns this recent attack and what the Nigerian state, or rather the Nigerian government, seems to be doing in every way to drive home our displeasure on account of the attacks of innocent Nigerians in South Africa. But anyway, we're not there, but rather right here in the studio, so the rest assured we're safe. And to help us talk about this is no other person, well, anyway, I'll call him another state man, and someone that has a great understanding of what seems to be. And we're talking of no other person but Chief Olori Magege. Chief Olori Magege, nice having you on the platform.
It's a pleasure. Good morning, viewers.
Well, anyway, I just want us to quickly go to what the Delta State government, via the governor, intends to do, especially as it concerns. And funny enough, just started the day before yesterday, because it said that the effect will take from on the 1st of August till May 29th of next year. And we learned that we have about 86 returnees with our own credible knowledge on dialogue, where they want to benefit immensely on account of the gesture coming from the governor of Delta State. Now, my question is, do you see these as really helping to uplift their spirits? Because we've had tales of what they've lost on account of the attacks that were meted to them by the South African people. Now, do you see these really going a large way in helping them to at least feel a measure of hope, feel a measure of, well, anyway, we're not just alone on this. We seem to have others that really would care and want us to get off our feet. So let's understand, is this gesture coming at the right time, and do you see it as a sign of relief for these victims?
It certainly is a sign of relief. It will give succor to the affected families. But most importantly, it tells the world who we are in Delta State.
Oh, yeah.
Delta State is a highly migrating state.
Okay.
If we put Deltans, people who call Delta their state of origin, those living outside Delta, if we ask them to come back to Delta, we'll have a crisis problem, a refugee problem. Because Deltans love to seek greener pasture elsewhere. Ikale, Okitipupa, Lagos, Ijebu, Osun, Kano, all these states and more have a reasonable Delta community, resident there doing business. But don't talk of Ghana, don't talk of abroad, everywhere.
South Africa also.
And we are investing. We are making money from them. Remittances from our brothers and sisters in diaspora. These are helping our economy.
Okay.
But when you have people whose main objective is to go out and bring wealth back, then we should have a program in place. Like this one that Governor Sheriff has just initiated.
Yeah.
To cater for them in case they run into problems wherever they are. So 2 million naira is quite a bit of money to start with.
Yeah.
And not only that, they're not just giving the 2 million. They're also being supported with 200,000 or 300,000 or both. And they're also provided with health facilities. They're enrolled in a free health insurance program. So we need to applaud Governor Sheriff. This is part of being streetwise. Unless you are streetwise, you will not understand these things. Many of us, let me tell you this, I don't think there's any family in Delta State that does not have 1 or 2 or 3 of its members abroad. And when I mean abroad, outside Delta State.
Okay.
They may be in Lagos, they may be in South Africa, they may be in New York, but they are outside. So we need to applaud the governor for this. We need really to applaud him.
Okay. Well, anyway, talking about giving him that kudos, we also learned that he might not just be the only governor that have done this. Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma also gave, his citizens, those returnees, 1 million naira. And some other little benefit to follow. But, just as much as we're commending him, the question now arises, looking at these attacks, it's becoming a recurrent decimal. This is not the first time we're having large attacks on Nigerians living in South Africa. And one of the most painful of them was in 2012. And we've even had almost a breakdown of diplomatic engagement between ourselves and South Africa when we had late President Muhammadu Buhari in office on account of that very attack. Now, let's look at the frequency. We'll come back to the issue of more for the Deltans and the returnees. Let's look at the frequency of these attacks. And today it's crime related. Tomorrow they're taking our jobs. Next tomorrow is like, our free healthcare sector is being taken away by these non-nationals as the South Africans will pull them. Now, do you feel we've not had a strong response on account of this? Hence, we're constantly taking the bullet on account of maybe misrule, on account of criminal activities of other African nationals. Why does it seem that we are always at the receiving side when it comes to such unfortunate attacks?
Nigeria is labeled Big Brother. That's how they know us in Africa.
Yes.
Big Brother. And Big Brother is slow to respond. I think we are...
Well, anyway, I doubt that with my own big brother, though. But anyway, go ahead.
You say what?
No, I doubt that with my own elder brother. Well, he's not slow to respond. Anyway, just go ahead.
See, we are victim to that terminology. We are Big Brother because while we're away from frontline state, during the period of apartheid, we are number 1 in the frontline status. Ramaphosa had scholarship. He studied in Lagos University.
Wow. The president
of South Africa studied in Unilag. And I even heard that he wasn't taking calls from his colleagues, classmates, while he was in the university. When Nigeria spent money, I participated as a student union leader in the 70s in anti-apartheid demonstration. We all did. So many songs were sung by Nigerian artists. Free South Africa.
Yeah, we have the late Onyeka Wenu sang.
Yes, sir.
And
Ozidi, that man called Ozidi.
Sonny Okosu.
In fact, Sonny Okosu, after apartheid, who were now asking Sonny Okosu, what are you going to sing about again? You've only been singing about apartheid. That's to tell the depth of our involvement in the freedom of South Africa from the white apartheid.
Yeah.
But what is happening now is this. Black governments, successive black governments, are having problems managing the economy of South Africa.
Okay.
The economy used to be very, very robust and very vibrant, but it's no more so.
Okay.
And when the economy ceases to be vibrant, what happens? Jobs are lost. Facilities decay. Welfare packages cease to be. And they are looking for a fall guy, a scapegoat. And all over the world, first scapegoat is foreigners.
Okay.
They are taking our jobs.
Okay.
They are criminal. They are illegal immigrants, so on and so forth. They give the foreigners bad name to hang them. And that provides a distraction from the complaints of the citizenry of South Africa.
Okay.
So they now take it on the Nigerians and Ghanaians and other African nations. Because Nigerians are very hardworking.
Yeah.
The bookers in South Africa, they are run by Nigerians. The provision stores, the provision stores, they are run by Nigerians. And where are these places, where are these businesses situated? They are situated in the black communities. They are situated in the black community. And therefore, they are visible to black South Africans. But rather than see these little businesses boom as a result of hard work and dedication on the part of their proprietors, who are Nigerians or Ghanaians or other Africans, they see it as a shortage on their part.
Okay.
They don't see it as a compliment to their economy.
Okay.
They see it as seizing what ought to belong to them.
Okay.
But these things are there, they've been there for all this time. You are not exploiting them. Foreigners come, they see these opportunities, and they exploit them. And you are castigating them, you are punishing them, you are killing them. So, what can Nigeria do? I don't think our economic ties with South Africa is strong.
Okay. That we can leverage on.
Yes, that we could leverage on. Like, if you take MTN, which is the most visible South African business in Nigeria, if we say let's sanction MTN, we sanction ourselves.
Yeah, because we have a whole lot of...
Because it's a large employer of labor. We are using it. MTN, you take MTN out of present-day Nigeria, something will go wrong. I even know what I'm saying.
Yes, sir.
Something will definitely go wrong. So, and they are providing service to us. We are not the one providing service to them that we cannot cut off. If, for instance, we are exporting oil to South Africa, we can say, okay, we impose tariff on it.
Okay.
These things are not readily available. And we are not Iran and the United States, where we can take plane and go and be bombing them. We don't even have the capacity to do that.
Okay.
So the military option is out.
Okay.
And even if it's not out, I don't think it's one thing that we want to exploit. Given the insecurity in Nigeria and the need for all these things that the military assets that we are going to confer that divert to South Africa. So our response can only be diplomatic, expression of anger, not supporting South Africa in the international community where we need to give them support, limit their visits to their officials' visit to Nigeria, limit Nigerian visit to them. Those are the things we can do.
Okay, well, still talking about what to do. You just talked about one of the largest company, MTN. We do know that they made about 1.09 trillion naira before tax and about 786.7 billion naira after tax in the first quarter of this year alone. But let's leave them alone and come to a wider stake. Now, my next question will be, as much as you've said we've done a great deal for South Africans during the apartheid time, we still do know that from 1960 to 1995, we spent roughly $61 billion in having to help to fight apartheid region. And even we lost about 41 billion in oil revenue in our unwillingness to sell to white minority South Africa, our crude, during that period of the apartheid struggle. But let's look at that now, because that's where my next question is going. Now, irrespective of them always wanting to make the black Africans, especially Nigerians and other black African nationals, take the fall for ill governance, crime rates, and all that seems to be. Do you feel these young South Africans have forgotten the struggles of Nigerians? Do you feel there's this shift of generation from those that would have really appreciated our effort to now having young ones that did not know how much of an effort Pan-Africa or Africans were in actualizing their freedom, in getting that freedom from white minority rule? Is it that there's this shift of generation, hence they've forgotten and they feel they owe African nothing on account of how much we struggled for them?
Here is President Ramaphosa, who enjoyed Nigerian scholarship in Nigerian University.
But a child that was born in 86,
I'm coming.
90.
I'm coming.
Okay.
He himself, being Mr. President, ought to be a reservoir of the knowledge of the role Nigeria played in the freedom of South Africa. But he has forgotten himself.
You feel so?
No, if he has not forgotten, then why the xenophobic attack? Why? Do you attack your loved one?
But the government of South Africa said they are against such attacks. They are not sponsors of such attack, and they hold dearly the sanctity of life and that Pan-Africanism.
With the policemen standing by, South African policemen standing by, while Nigerian properties are being destroyed, being looted, and people are being killed. They did nothing. We saw it on the video. And Ramaphosa was slow to react. He was very slow to react to it. And please, Abacha made one statement that any crisis that lasted more than 2 days, government has hand in it. So how long has this crisis been going on? And how large is South Africa that the government is unable to rein in these criminals that killing people that have taken laws into their hand? How long? How will it take forever to do it? It's still going on to date.
Yeah.
It's still going on. As a matter of fact, the South African government made it hard, even for the foreigner, for the migrants who want to leave. I remember how many flights were scheduled
that were later
cancelled.
Yeah.
So, no, yes, the younger generation have forgotten because the older generation, by their action, refused to teach them what helped and who helped during the difficult times. They refuse. They are at best, the older generation are at best enablers of this crisis. So they cannot be exonerated. They cannot be exonerated at all. And that's the problem. That's exactly the problem. I listened to Ramaphosa's speech at the beginning of this crisis. He was talking more of illegal immigration. Illegal immigration, drug peddling, and crime. That's not what we are talking about. People are being killed. And even if you catch a criminal, is it the duty of the mob to kill him, to burn him, to loot his property? Is that the rule of law? If a South African, a drug peddler is arrested, is that how they treat him? So no, I think the government has failed us. South African government has failed us, just as it itself failed the South Africans.
Okay, well, anyway, in case you're joining us, yes, his viewpoint, and you do know his dialogue on Atlantic TV. And today we're looking at the recent push by some governors, especially that of Delta State, in the reintegration of returnees from South Africa that were being affected by the xenophobic attack. Well, that's what we're having as a major discourse today on the show. And many will say it's indeed a laudable one and would indeed call in on other governors to take or do the same, especially we knowing that also that of Imo State government have also done that with 1 million be given to different returnees on account of the attacks they experienced in South Africa. Well, all of that is what we're taking or rather having as a major look, and I still have no other person but Chief Olori Magege helping out with our discussion. Now, let's come back to another major issue, and the issue I want us now to look at critically is the stand already being taken by Nigerian government and other African governments. And one I want us to look at, recently, another country that seems to be giving the South African back on account of it is Ghana. Ramaphosa would have been visiting Ghana in August this month, and for their South Africa-Ghana bilateral commission. and in business. But the government of Ghana felt it was wise to cancel it because the reasons they gave, they felt it would only make a large protests to occur in the country. But that's on one side. Now, recently also, just last week, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu refused to see a high-level delegation from South Africa, and he only sent some representatives to have discussion with them and bring in strong terms his condemnation of how Nigerians were being treated in South Africa. Now, do you see this response from Nigeria and Ghana as enough message in sending it to the South Africans that they are really displeased and unhappy with the treatment of Africans right there in South Africa? Is it a strong one?
It's a strong one, but it's not enough.
Not enough, you say?
No, it's not enough.
Okay.
It's not enough in the sense that how long are we going to sustain this expression of anger?
Okay.
Is it the Ramaphosa visit was cancelled while we are wining and dining with him privately? That's not it. We refuse to see the South African delegation. We sent a junior minister, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs to see the. But just like I said earlier on, our reaction is very limited because of this big brother tag. And our trade with South Africa is very limited. We can't impose tariff like Donald Trump will do, impose tariff, and it will affect them a lot.
Yeah.
It only points to us. It is an indicator for us to improve on our inter-African trade capacity.
Okay.
If we improve that, that becomes a leverage in the future. ShopRite is a South African company, but it's already going under.
Yeah.
The one in the Warri here has closed down. Not because of anything that we did, but because of poor management and because of our economy itself that is not stable. It's not enough. But we are limited by availability of where and how and when to respond.
When and how and where
to respond.
Okay. Okay. Now, as much as you've said that, we're still talking about the issue of response. Just last month, the red chambers, we're talking about this, the Senate came out, or some senators in particular, Adams of Shumole of Edo State, came out to say that we should in every way chase out some South African companies away from Nigeria on account of the attack, to send a strong message to the South African government. And I'm really, really happy that you answered it, that if we do so, we'll be like shooting ourselves in the foot.
Yes,
because we have Nigerians working there. And you feel the economic impact will be more negative on us than them. But let's look at, let's leave trade as a means of dealing with this. The reason I'm asking this, you really understand the African free trade zone would be more of incorporating almost all African brothers into one trade. And there's this great fear that this very crisis might put a hindrance to that very belief that there should be no borders, there should be no restriction as it concerns free trade around the African continent. Now let's look at business itself. If the African Free Trade Agreement was to go through, it would be one of the largest signatories of different countries under one umbrella doing business. Now, how much of an impact do you feel a continuous attack on other African nationals and the response being expected from these Africans will be as in that strong reintegration of businesses along the continent? How much of an impact will this have?
It's South Africa that will suffer.
You feel so?
Yes. If we have an African Union, Pan-African Trade Commission, and we move towards the merging of the African economy.
Yes.
Business, investment will flow towards where there is peace and stability.
Most certainly.
So once the investors perceive that investment in South Africa is a risky business, then the funds to South Africa will be diverted to other countries where there is relative peace. So it is in the interest of South Africa to get its act together.
Okay.
If they are going to enjoy from this intra-African trade, if they are going to enjoy, they need to get the acts together.
Okay.
Nobody is going to put a business in a place where you, for instance, some of the Nigerians, some of the Deltans have been there for 30 years.
Yes.
They have their children there. All of a sudden, they've been chased out and they came back to Delta State in the clothes they were wearing when they woke them up.
Yes.
Are you getting?
Yeah.
People will think very much
of wanting to do
of
business.
wanting to go there in this present policy of South Africa. The Deltans and the Nigerians and the Ghanaians that are doing business there, they are helping South Africa. They are helping to boost the economy of South Africa. It's not a Red Cross thing. It's not a freebie.
Yeah.
They are helping to boost the economy. So they've moved out. Yes, we've suffered losses, but the South Africans are not moving into what the Nigerians are leaving behind. They are not. As a matter of fact, those groups who are pursuing the xenophobic thing are the drug addicts, alcoholics, lazy guys who have no idea, nothing in their head. More than having all these their reggae, what's it called? This, this dada hair. That's all. Serious-minded South Africans will not have time to go to the street to demonstrate. So the bottom line is this: let's not focus on how to react towards them.
Okay.
Let them suffer exclusion that they have put themselves. Because no good businessman is going to invest in South Africa. And when you are talking of Pan-Africa trade,
yes,
it means investment into the African continent across borders.
Okay.
And without any immigration control or limitation whatsoever. So let's see how that plays out.
Okay, well, anyway, that's what we're trying to look at today on the show. Just like what you said, we're looking at the impact of the xenophobic attack on other African nationals that is being pushed by those that are against other African nationals, claiming that they are the reason they are there or unemployed. A quick rush into looking at it. As it stands in the first quarter of 2026, the unemployment rate in South Africa is put at 32.4%, when they had a national loss of job of almost 345,000 persons lost their job in the first quarter in South Africa. And many will say, is it the migrants that are the reason for this, or a lack of sincerity and good approach from the South African government in dealing with these issues? Hence, they are having a whole lot of black young South Africans not with any job at the moment. But anyway, a quick look into it now, sir. There's this recent finding that if you look at 86% of jobs being owned, apart from the normal African migrants, but when we talk about real serious jobs and businesses and industries, it's being owned by white South Africans, not the black South Africans. Now, my question is, would it not be natural for this person? Because if you take your mind back to what transpired under Robert Mugabe of Zimbabwe, when he had to take away the white farmlands and gave it to the black Zimbabweans on account of feeling the whites were dominant as it concerns the economy. Many will say South Africa would have also looked towards that approach. But let's look at it. Is it not ironic that the black South Africans will not look at the white South Africans as a reason for where they are knowing that they are the owners of large scale of most of the industries being run in South Africa. Because like whether you agree it or not, the richest man on the planet was in South Africa. Undermining he's now in America. Elon Musk is a South African, was born in South Africa. But why is that mentality not with the blacks South Africans? That the whites are the ones dominating the industries, having to call the shots, and leaving them with little or nothing, rather than taking that unnecessary anger down to their fellow black brothers?
Because successive South African government, post-apartheid, have not pursued economic integration vigorously the way they ought to.
Okay.
Wealth transfer
Yes.
is not me issuing a check for 1 billion naira.
Yes.
Wealth transfer is for me providing you with an enabling environment for you yourself to generate 1 billion naira. That is wealth transfer. Wealth transfer is not in free donations. That's not it. At best, wealth transfer could begin with giving seed money. Seed money means starting business, starter packer.
Yeah, starter packs.
A starter pack to enable one start business. In other words, teaching how to catch fish rather than giving you fish. South African government did not pursue that. Did not pursue a vigorous strategy of making blacks, South African blacks,
Redistribution of the wealth.
yes, create wealth for themselves using the economic situation, improved economic situation in the country, and improved accessibility of funds to help people start. They did not pursue that. Rather, they were busy wasting the resources that were accumulated and handed over to them.
Okay.
That's the problem. So when a government is pursuing enjoyment of luxury by a few at the expense of training and teaching its citizenry that are wallowing in poverty, then you are not moving them out of poverty. You are pushing them more into poverty. Look at this. Look at Delta State empowerment scheme, training and retraining the youth in acquisition of skills, establishment of more technical schools, which was our major employment generating program. In those days, during the era of pre-Ogbemudia, we have Atamakolomi, we have GES College of Technology, we have ASB. ASB used to be somewhere around here, technical school. We have Sapele Technical College.
Sapele Technical.
The oil industry in Nigeria started with this corps of engineers trained by these polytechnics. People were coming from, oil companies were coming from other states to recruit our Deltans, then Midwest trained technicians to go and work in the oil industry. That is where going offshore became the norm. Where all the beautiful girls in Warri only dated offshore men. People, because they were the people who come with milk and sugar and everything all the time. Well, those days.
And drove Passat.
Drove Passat. It looks like you are one of them.
No, I'm not. No. I heard.
So, South Africa did not pursue that policy, which we are pursuing in Delta State, which we don't seem to appreciate. We don't even appreciate it. Because a skilled man, a man with handwork, doesn't go hungry. A man with handwork, even if you are a plumber and you carry those your chisel or whatever, before you move from here Ogunu to Kere Urubu, somebody will tell you, please, my something is leaking. Come and do it for me. You won't go hungry. Look at those tailors that put Obiama. They don't go hungry. Those Fulani boys that do they don't go hungry. It's because they have a handwork. And when you have a handwork, it means you have a means to provide economic value to somebody, which he will now pay for. South Africa did not pursue that. Delta State is pursuing it vigorously. We may not be seeing the result today, but 10 years' time, these people will have matured. They will have started their own businesses. They will have become employers of labor. So we need, by the way, we need to applaud the governor, Chief Olori, for continuing that Okowa policy.
Okay. Yeah.
Are you getting me?
Yeah.
We have fantastic polytechnics, fantastic colleges of technology. We have fantastic trade centers and technical colleges in Delta. Fantastic. And when I mean fantastic, I mean it very fantastic. South Africa did not go that way.
Okay. Okay, now, because of time is not a friend, and I know we're way past more of what we need to do. But a quick one, let's now come back to Delta and talk about the reintegration of these returnees, because that's taking the reason we're also having this discussion and trying to see how we can also reintegrate them into basic life and let them not really feel the impact of their loss. But let's look at what angle again, because the government have done a great deal. They've given them starter packs in a way, given them stipends and also 2 million naira each to see what they can do. But what more can this administration do to give them that feeling of, well, we are certainly not alone. And on the mind, the governor has spent almost 159 million naira thus far on this issue. 1.56 billion naira, forgive me, on this initiative. What more can be done to help reintegrate these persons into society?
We should go beyond just the 2 million.
Okay.
Help them to establish businesses.
Okay.
Help monitor them.
Okay.
Help encourage them.
Okay.
Help sustain them. The sustenance is already in the 300,000, 200,000 monthly stipend.
Yeah.
That will help leave the 2 million naira alone for the business. Because if you have given them 2 million and you say go, before they will leave government house and get to their various houses of their villages, half of that is gone.
Yeah.
But at least they have something now they can be managed. And when Sheriff comes back, let him continue with the program.
Okay.
The stipend, let him continue with the program. Okay. Let him even increase the stipend.
Okay.
Depending on availability of funds. They have children who are in schools. Let's help them. Put them in schools, give them scholarships so that they can continue. Let's enroll them in the youth skill acquisition. For those who are young. If they are as old as myself, well, I can't carry headpan, so
well, nobody will be giving you any headpan or shovel anytime soon. So,
what I'm trying to get at is, let's help them. There is a program the Delta State government is executing now, and I will recommend it. See, Deltan widows are being given 15,000 naira every month.
Wow.
By the state government. They are enrolled in the free health
insurance scheme.
15,000 naira may be very small, but it pays rent.
Yeah.
And whoever does not have a landlord knocking at his or her door every month, where my money, is peace of mind.
Yes.
So many of such welfare programs that Delta State government is doing. Let's get these people enrolled into the one they fit in. I'm talking of the returnees. Let's help them. If there are widows among them, or those who have been made widows by this, let's push them into the widows program. Let's train them. Poultry, we train them. Fishery, we train them. Farming, agriculture, we train them. There's money in agric.
Yeah.
There's money in agric. Basket of garri is 1,500 now, isn't it? And it's going to go higher. As rain is flood is chasing people out and people are uprooting cassava. They will soon finish uprooting and then the price will go up. So we need to train these people and continuously support them. And don't forget, there are 3 more Deltans in South Africa coming back. And they come and they are captured. We include them in the program. That's what I recommend.
Well, thank you so much. As much as you've given us that advice that Gary will soon go up. I mean, that push, that more needs to be done.
What do you say, Gary? What?
More push, that more should be done on account of the returnees. We really appreciate you. But any final word, because time is not a friend, as it concerns what the Delta State government is doing on this?
Yes, to our brothers and sisters, returnees, don't lose hope.
Yeah.
Accidents happen in life. Let them consider, you should consider this as part of obstacles that you will overcome in your path to success. Take heart, enjoy yourself, and God will be with you.
Well, anyway, it is on that note of advice, we've come to the end of this edition. You won't believe we'll be talking for close to an hour now on account of the returnees, especially with that very laudable approach being taken by the Delta State government and the governor himself, Right Honorable Chief Olori, in actually seeing how much he can reintegrate. There are about 86 returnees. 86, last count. We got information only yesterday from the Ministry of Women Affairs, and all those that are also having those documentation according as it concerns those returnees. 86 of them have returned, and more have been also expected to also add to the pool of those that have already benefited on account of the laudable gesture of no other person but the governor of Delta State. And well, just as much as we're having this, we also would use this opportunity to call on other state governors to help to see how they can reintegrate their own state persons as it concerns those returnees and those that have been affected by the wave of apartheid, rather xenophobic attack that is happening in South Africa and is expected to continue. And on account of the inability of the South African government to do more to curb the rising tax that have been meted down to other African nationals. It's a sad one, but all the same, there will be pleasure in us saying thank you so much.
It's a pleasure.
Chief Olori Magege, for coming and adding your voice to this growing laudable approach being taken by Delta State Governor and the Delta State government on account of our brothers and sisters and children they bring down. And we really want to say thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
And what better way to start off a week, whether a note on understanding the plight of others. It's a laudable one we've done. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Well, anyway, it's more like a wrap for us on the show today. I will always advise you that the show does not end here. Let's get your comments, reactions, and contribution. We'll truly appreciate them. Send them to our different social media platforms. Funny enough, they're already there on your screen. Let's get your take on it. What approach should even the federal government do or take on account of these attacks, these reoccurring attacks that seems not to be abating anytime soon? What moves should the federal government take to send a strong message? Should it come through the African Union, knowing that that will definitely be in a couple of months' time, or should it be on a one-on-one approach as it concerns dialogue and indeed stringent measure being taken up against the South Africa government on account of this xenophobic attack? Let's have your views, comments, and contribution. We truly appreciate them as they come. But talking about appreciating it, we need to go on that break now. But do remember the news will follow up as much as other lovely programs. Sport will be here, but all of that will definitely be on Viewpoint on Atlantic TV. Bye for now.